Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Crisis on Infinite Earths, issue number 9. Now as you know, Crisis on Infinite Earths was a 12-issue series that was meant to deal with the crisis of the original DC universe being rebooted and remodeled into the post-Crisis universe. And the cover mainly has characters like Dr. Sivana, Sinestro, Copperhead, also Punch, also, Sapphire and all that. So mainly the issue starts off with the Guardians of the Universe recruiting Guy Gardner back into the Green Lantern Corps. And we see how, something happens that kills off the other Guardians. And it turns out it was the Anti-Monitor's sneak attack, and with one of them still being left, goes in to kind of still help carry on the work. We see how, back on Brainiac's warship, we see how, T.O. Morrow is basically back with the other villains, and pretty much they bring up what's been happening. And we do kind of see how Brainiac and Luthor have a plan to take the 5 remaining Earths, and Lex Luthor will be their sort of field leader. But we kind of see how, Lex Luthor's Earth 2 counterpart is against the idea, ends up getting blasted. So, of course, Lex Luthor says, "Good, okay, boys and girls, here's the plan." And we see how, on a Thamagarian ship, we see how, Starfire is brought before her people for a special event without her knowing. And we see how, the heroes on Earth 1 and that have to deal with the sort of time merges and all that. And we kind of see how, things like dinosaurs, volcanoes, airplanes and that all around. And we see how the greatest minds like Rip Hunter, Dr. Kyle Byrne, Will Magnus and that are talking about the issue. And we see how Donna Troy is worried about her husband and her son. So Firehawk decides to help Donna to do some further investigation. And we see how, Clark dealing with the death of Supergirl. We see how Sergeant Rock and the army deal with what happened to them during the crisis. And we see how, on Earth 4, we see how heroes like, Blue Beetle, Nightshade and that have been defeated by the other supervillains. And we see how at the United Nations, we see how Alexander Luthor, Highbringer and Perith have to talk about what's been going on in that. But we see how, Perith ends up disappearing, and Brainiac shows up to make his announcements. So, of course, this leaves Alexander meeting his father's Earth 1 counterpart. And we see how, Clark goes in to try and save the day as Superman, and Jack Ryder ends up becoming the Creeper. And we kind of see how, the other heroes try to break through between worlds, but have to come up with a plan. So, of course, thanks to Alexander Luthor talking with one of the United leaders, turns out Highbringer is going to get the help of Wally West. So, of course, they kind of build up a more advanced version of the Cosmic Treadmill. And, of course, Wally West and Jay Garrick are going to help bring the other heroes to the other Earths to help stop the problem. So we kind of see how, a lot of heroes like, the Metal Men, the Doom Patrol and that, get ready to kind of get to the other Earths. And of course, they end up going between worlds. And we see how, turns out Lex Luthor and Brainiac's plan is to wane down the other villains and heroes so they can take over what little remains. And of course, we see how as soon as they get to Earth 4, we see how characters like Beast Boy, Tempest, Cole, as well as Cyborg and out are duking it out with the other villains. And we kind of see how, yeah, due to Chemo's toxic chemicals, we see how Aquagirl ends up tragically dying. And we kind of see how characters like Black Canary and Green Arrow take down Punch and Judy. We see how Mirror Master, Cheetah, and Nat are being pummeled down. And yeah, it's becoming an all-out bloodbath. And we see how, yeah, one of the members of the Brotherhood of Evil teleports Steel away. And yeah, we kind of see how everyone is trying to survive this. And we kind of see how, yeah, on Earth S, we see characters like Golden Glider, Captain Cold, Weather Wizard and that talking about their plans to try and keep this Earth under their control. And we see how on Earth X, we see how characters like Joker, Dr. Woodrow, as well as Poison Ivy have captured the other members of the Freedom Fighters. So of course, we kind of see how everyone is trying to keep the villains at bay. But we see how, yeah, on Brainiac's spaceship, we see how he tries to talk with Brainiac, but yeah, turns out Lex Luthor's plans get found out by Sison, and figures out what Lex Luthor and Brainiac were up to. So yeah, this issue is okay, but again, it's another comic filler story, building up more time to deal up with another big event. It's interesting, it's good, but it's just there to be comic filler, so it definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still readable. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.